Well, hello, I'm Jonathan Bill, owner of SBS Accounting and Advisors, and thank you for joining us today. At SBS, we're not just focused on capturing the past, but in delivering powerful insights that help you make better decisions about the future of your business. We do this through state-of-the-art bookkeeping, accounting, and advisory services that help you grow as an organization. We are all going through a difficult time as a company, as companies, as organizations, as a world, right? But as leaders, we must move forward and grow. And today I'm catching up with one of our clients, Mike Lauter of First Presbyterian Church of Douglasville, who's graciously taken time out of his schedule to talk with us. Mike, thank you for joining us.
Well, hi, Jonathan. It's my pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Why don't we start by having you share a little bit about yourself, your organization, and the solutions that you bring to those that you serve.
Well, my name is Mike Lauter. I am the Director of Operations with First Presbyterian Church here in Douglasville. We are about a 500-member church. We serve the Douglasville community and have been here for about 50 years. We in this COVID period, it's that things have changed for us. We've had to adapt as to how we worship, how we do ministry. So things are changing, but we serve a membership and the community. We're very active in the community and very focused on outreach to the community.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about how COVID-19 has impacted you personally as well as your ministry.
Well, first off, me personally, for the most part, we have a small office and less than 10. So I've been able to work through most of the COVID isolation period. We closed the offices and didn't open them to the public, but we were able to come in. So for me, I mean, mentally, for me, that was a big thing. I don't know that I could have done a whole lot of isolating, but we did limit the office hours. We've adjusted our schedule. I guess the biggest thing for us and for any church is that worship was affected. We had to find ways to worship that were creative, and from the beginning, we held worship services throughout. Now, we had to adjust that. We came up. Our pastor James Harper came up with a real innovative idea in what we call drive-in church, and we were able to broadcast to cars in our parking lot via an FM transmitter, a low voltage FM transmitter that won't broadcast beyond our parking lot. But we were able to have worshipers, parishioners come in, park their cars in the parking lot, tune their radio to a station, a frequency that we designated, and they were able to worship with us. We worshiped in cars and found creative ways for them to participate by waving, honking horns. But we're very, very deliberate and intentional about keeping people in their cars and doing the social distancing. And eventually we've gotten back to a social distancing worship service. But those are the big things. Of course, worship, Wednesday nights, and the other activities have pretty much been curtailed. But we found ways to worship and do so in a safe environment.
That's wonderful. When I first heard about you guys doing that, I mean, you actually made the news, right? If I recall correctly.
Yes, 11 Alive was in our parking lot the first Sunday we were doing it. They had heard about it, and it was quite innovative, and we were running around for a week trying to figure out how we were going to do it, and right up until Saturday afternoon, we finally worked all the kinks out and were able to do it Sunday morning.
Yes, that is wonderful. That is really neat. Well, Mike, we love working with you guys and helping you improve your organization and meet your goals as a ministry. Can you describe the challenges you had when you first came to SBS and how we were able to help you?
Well, Jonathan, if you'll remember, I was hired just as you guys were starting to ramp up your services with First Presbyterian Church. I was hired in July of 2018, and that's when we started with you guys. That was the first month. So prior to that, we had two people who were handling the bookkeeping and accounting, and it was taking up a whole lot of their time. Bookkeeping, payroll. We don't have AR, so to speak. We have to account for donations and send out statements each quarter. But we didn't have that challenge. But we did have bills to pay. And in that transition, what I found once everything settled down and I realized just what my job was, that what SBS provided us was, for me, peace of mind that someone was taking care of all of the accounting side of things, because my job doesn't entail just accounting. There are facilities here. We have over 15 acres. We have about 50,000 square feet under roofs. So I've got plumbing problems to worry about. I've got roofing problems to be concerned about, heating and air, and all of those type of things. For me to be able to have the solutions that SBS provided us in payroll, in accounting, and especially for us, gosh, lost my train of thought. For us, our expense reporting process was just crazy, and it was difficult to work out each month. The solution through Tally for us really was difficult to get used to, but we got used to it, and it's worked out very well for us. So if I've got an accounting payroll question, I simply send an email or a text to your representatives, and they take care of it. I just couldn't feel more comfortable with the situation. For me, not as an accountant, but as a operations person, not having to worry about all of those details. We were spending a lot of time. The other challenge we have was that we have a general operating account, but we have designated accounts where people donate for specific reasons. And those were all kept by hand in a ledger. I don't know if you remember the fun we had with that, but we had a lot of fun sorting that out. But now those are just as smoothly handled as they could possibly be, because we don't have to dig out all those. They're not transactions that happen a lot every month. But when they do, they're accounted for, and everything just runs more smoothly in those things. And we know where the money is, and we know how it's being handled.
Yes, well, that is so good to hear, and that's our passion as a business. To free and empower you guys to grow your organizations and to focus on what where your heart is, and one of the things that we were able to help you guys do is kind of go to the cloud, right? To leave some of the paper-based processes behind, where everything's accessible from a browser. Tell me a little bit about how that has affected the fact that you guys have had to work remote, and you have had to. I know you were just mentioning before we started here today that you've had to do some self-quarantining and with your grandson and all. And so how has that been, being able to access things in the cloud versus having to be tied so much to the paper in the office?
Well, that has been tremendous for us. We have volunteers who count for us every week, and so there are different people doing that, and transitioning to uploading all of that information in the cloud for us there was a bit of a learning curve for each of those groups, those volunteers. But once they send it up to the cloud and over to you guys, I don't have to worry about it. All of the donor information is taken care of. Your people don't have to come out here. Quite honestly, for us, that was a savings in cost. There was a time factor for us, for you guys, and that cost and just storing the paper. When I got here, I had 2 full filing cabinets. I've cut that down to 1 of paper that I need to keep, and that's a plus. I mean, churches are notorious for being dumping grounds for all kinds of stuff, and paperwork doesn't need to be one of them.
Yes, yes, that is exactly right. Well, that is so good to hear, and that's our desire, is to be able to help churches, be able to not be tied to paper, to be able to manage things on the go. Everyone is so busy these days, and to not be tied to people coming into the office. And so we're just thankful that we've been able to help you guys in that way, and to free and empower you guys. And so, well, Mike, thanks again for meeting with us, and our hearts go out to you guys. I know it's been a tough season with COVID-19, especially on churches, because it's all about meeting together, right? And we've never really had to deal with something like this before, and so we're just our hearts go out to you, but we're also thankful for the wisdom that God has given you guys to be innovative and to think outside the box. And we just pray that you guys stay safe, and we're very thankful for the trust and faith you've placed in SBS. So.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. And it's been a pleasure working with you over the years, and we look forward to a long relationship. And
yes, sir, we do as well.
So thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mike. Blessings.
And God bless you.
Thank you for watching, and please be sure to check out our YouTube channel and website for other helpful resources for you and your ministry.